Good morning. I've got a rather gruesome subject for you today. It's the fourth sign and the fourth seal, global death. Now, I'm going to use a passage from Luke 21. Luke was Paul's travelling companion. He was not an eyewitness to the Gospels, as was Matthew. And Matthew's Gospel is written specifically with lots of Bible references, lots of Old Testament references. So it was written mainly for Jews. Luke was written for everybody. He was Paul's travelling companion, so Paul was the apostle to the Gentiles. So here we have Luke's take on this. In Luke 21 and verse 11, fourth sign, there will be mighty and violent earthquakes, and in various places famines and pestilences, plagues. A plague is defined as malignant and contagious or infectious epidemic diseases which are deadly and devastating. It's quite a mouthful, that. And there will be sights of terror and great signs from heaven. That's Luke 21:11. Now, in parallel to that, from the Revelation 6 chapter, when the Lamb broke the fourth seal, I heard the fourth living creature call, "Come." So I looked, and behold, an ashy, pale horse, and its rider's name was Death. And Hades, or the realm of the dead, followed him closely, and they were given authority and power over a fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, with famine, and with plague, and with wild beasts of the earth. Now think about this a fourth part of the earth. There's 8 billion people on the earth at the moment, approximately. So a fourth part is a quarter. That is 2 billion people. I'll come back to that in a minute. Let's think about the colour, or the significance of the colour of this fourth horse. This word in Greek is Clorox, Chloros. Now, with a chemistry background, which I have, I've collected in my laboratory time at school and in university, I've collected many gas jars of chlorine. It has a pale green colour, and this is the colour of this fourth horse. This word chloros is only used 4 times in the New Testament, and 3 of those times, Mark 6:39, Revelation 8 verse 7, and Revelation 9 verse 4, it's talking about grass. Now, the Apostle Peter comments in 1 Peter 1:24 that flesh can be compared to grass. All flesh is like grass, and its glory like the flowers of grass. The grass withers and the flowers drop off. So our flesh gets older. I didn't used to have all these wrinkles on my young face, but now my flesh is getting older. It's withering with the process of time, and Peter says that that's because it's like grass. Now, in death, I've seen a few dead people, and a decaying corpse. I've never seen a corpse in the countryside, but a decaying corpse has a yellow-green colour. We can say that a sick person can look deathly pale. Oh, you don't look well, you look deathly pale. That's an expression. And so as a result of opening the fourth seal, the planet will be littered with human corpses. And so the use of a yellow-green horse is entirely appropriate. What about the rider of this pale horse? The other riders of the first 3 were not named. This time a name is given. The rider's name was Death. Now the Greek, Strong's 2288, is Thanatos, Thanatos. In Greek mythology, Thanatos was the personification of death. He's the rider of this pale yellow-green horse. But riding along with him, with Death as his companion, is Hades, Strong's 86, or Hades, A-D-E-S, but usually pronounced Hades. It means the place of the departed dead, or the grave. And the word Hades has a kind of finality about it. I mean, somebody's dead, but in the grave now. That's the final thing. So death and Hades are riding together. In Hebrew, the equivalent word to Hades is Sheol, and the English translation, as I say, is the grave. So as death kills, Hades is there, chucking the people into the graves. Those are the sort of pictures we have of this scene, death and the grave riding together. We must remember who is giving the power to these two riders. It's the living Christ whom John saw. Now, let me just quote from Revelation 1. This is referring to Jesus. In his right hand he had 7 stars, and from his mouth came a sharp, two-edged sword, and his face was like the sun shining in full power at midday. And when John saw him, he fell at his feet as if dead. And he laid his right hand on me and said, "Don't be afraid, I am the first and the last." This is Revelation 1 verse 18 coming up. "I am the ever-living one. I died, but see, I am alive forevermore, and I possess the keys of death and Hades." So Jesus is the one with the keys. He's the one. Keys represent authority. Now, if you've got the keys of a house, it means you've got the authority of owning that house. Or keys of a prison, it means you're a prison guard. Keys mean authority. So Jesus is the one with the keys of death and Hades. He has the authority to give death and Hades the power to kill. And that's what he does. Now, Jesus is the one giving them authority. What did they do with the powers that they had? Well, they used 4 ways to execute their macabre judgment. And we'll look at that next time, those 4 ways next time. God bless you. Thanks for watching.